One of the biggest concerns of moving abroad is, how am I going to make money? And I get that. It's a big concern. It's a reasonable concern. But see me, I left a 6-figure career to live on the continent of Africa, to get peace and freedom. And while I recognize that that's not everyone's story, I have no regrets. Well, I do have a few. And in this video, I'm gonna talk about it. Welcome to my channel. I'm Ashley. On my channel, Ashley in Africa, I talk about living and doing business here on the continent of Africa. I live in South Africa, one of the most beautiful countries on the earth, and I love it here. I'm also the founder of the Africa Investors Academy, which is a community of global entrepreneurs building businesses location independently for the growth of Africa. We're building tourism businesses, personal and professional development businesses. What does that mean? Well, that's like therapy businesses, yoga, comedic yoga, coaching, teaching businesses. Yeah, that's what that means. And agribusinesses as well. So exporting specifically in the beauty sector, coffee, tea, textiles, all of that. So if you have an interest in that and the type of content that I share, please stay tuned, like this video, and share it with someone who finds value in it. Okay? And if you really like it, subscribe. Subscribe to the channel. We'd love to have you as a part of the community. So yeah, it's true. I quit my 6-figure business, 6-figure dollars business. Well, not business, excuse me, career. I said no to that career track where I was making well over 6 figures, and chose a life on the continent of Africa. And I have no regrets. Well, I do. I said that. I do have some regrets. One of them being, I wish I would have done this sooner, that I would have considered this life sooner, that I would have trusted myself really early on when I recognized that motherhood in the US is, it's not for me. This barely 3 months of maternity leave, barely, if you're blessed, do you even get that? This high price, totally unaffordable healthcare and daycare, childcare system, this idea that you have to work as much as you have to parent in order to be anything of value in a society. I mean, I wish I would have considered it and taken action on that idea sooner, but we do the best we can with what we know. And for many of you that are not yet living abroad but have a desire, I hope that this content has given you inspiration, but more importantly, information to know that it's something that you can absolutely do as well. And so I've seen, a couple of my contemporaries and friends in the virtual space of YouTube speaking about this not being a great decision for women, especially if you are a single woman with children without the quote unquote protection of a Black man. And I would like to say that my experience was different, of course, but it wasn't, being protected in the US, right? So if you are in a space where you have already found a level of success, and I'd say financial success, in your independence as a Black woman, don't give up hope thinking that's the only way that you can experience abundance, because it is coming from a previously high performing, money motivated professional woman that has decided to literally live on less than half of what I was living on before, but I have so much more ease and so much more peace and so much more joy in my life now that I have taken that pay cut and I'm able to literally live and experience life in alignment with the values that I have for myself and my family. So that's the regret that I have. And, also the second regret is I wish I would have saved more. I came to the continent with a decent savings, like way more decent than I hear most people on YouTube coming with, probably less than what many people that actually are successful come with. But I had a substantial amount of savings, so that I knew that I, one, could decide to not work. I, two, could allow myself the cushion and the financial confidence to make the leap. But that also I had that same cushion and financial confidence to build a business and say, in the event that my business took a year, 2 years, 3 years to start producing profit, that I would be okay. And my girls would be okay with our basic living needs met. Food, security, education, safety, like all of those things are really important to me. But there's a lot of saving that I could have done. I mean, I consider myself an aggressive saver. At the height of my saving, I was probably saving 50% of my income. But those things I was spending my money on, those random Amazon deliveries, when I look at I loved flowers. I still do love flowers, love them. And I love to buy them. And I was buying 24 roses every 3 days because I love them in my home. If I would have known, I mean, I could have saved that money and had it in addition to my cushion. But saying all that to say, that was my regret. People talk to me about, how they can prepare, save, stop spending, cut it out. Cut it out. The food is expensive. The clothes you're buying, even though they're on the Nova and these cheap fast fashion, which I also suggest, like, just divest from this concept that you are worthy because you have things. The most successful people in this world that have the peace, that have the ease that you're desiring, they wear the same clothes regularly. They drive cars that are not big cars. They live in properties that are income producing. So that's a regret. I wish I would have saved more and spent less, although I had a decent savings when I moved. And like I said, I shared that same sentiment. I valued so many things outside of me. I was going through photos and just clearing out things and doing a purge and I just was looking at some of my videos of, I do miss my car. I had a Tesla. It was an amazing driving experience that I do miss. But, aside from that, the things really, where are they? Like, they don't matter to me anymore. I sold so much jewelry, bags, and I still have, I have a couple of heels, or some of the babies made their way over this side to the continent. But yeah, I did. I had a sincere, I was motivated by money, right? And so I did, like many people, had this external validation thing from the expensive things. And that is something that I wish I would have dismissed sooner. And the last regret that I have is I wish I wouldn't have tried so hard to get certain family members on board. This was to my detriment. I had a vision that no one else could see. And isn't that the case for you in so many ways, in so many situations where you've always made the best decisions, you've always been the one caretaking for others, doing for others, pouring into others. But when it comes to you and time to do that for you, people are, where's the party? Now I had tons of friends that I still have that still support and root me on every day in the comments. I love y'all. I value you. I appreciate that seeing and supporting of me, which so many of them have done for so long, even before I could even remember. But I wish that I wouldn't have tried to get people on board that essentially still to the day don't see the vision. And that's okay because it's not for them. But I wish I would have taken that time and energy and put it elsewhere. But, we live, we learn. Those are the regrets that I have. And, in those regrets, I am grateful for the lesson, right? Because really, they're not regrets. They're essentially like revelations. And there were a few more revelations that I had along the way that keep me going, right? Because it's one thing to make the move, it's another thing to stay in it. I have friends that are asking me, we catch up, and they're like, so are you ever coming back to the States? And I'm like, no. For what? I get all of the vitamin D, the sun that I need. I have affordable access to fresh fruits and vegetables. I have a community of people that love and value me as a woman, as a mother, as a friend. No, like the war, the civil war that has happened in the US, where the woman is not valued, the man is not valued, the child is not valued. We got a bunch of narcissistic, selfish, self-serving, egotistical, self-centered people running around justifying who they are and why they are because someone else ain't who they think they're supposed to be. And family, the Black woman, the Black man, the Black child is everything there is. And this is not to offend people that say or that choose to be childless, right? Or choose to not enter in partnership. This isn't to offend you. This is simply to say that the things that we have become accustomed to are abnormal. They are unnatural to why we have been created on this earth. We have been created to be in community, to be in relationship, to give care to others. That is why we are here. And whether or not we accept that role and we accept that responsibility, well, the revelation is also that our life is limitly fulfilled. When we choose to do less, everybody has a choice. But when we choose to step into the natural role in which we have been created by God, by the Creator, by the Most High, by the universe, we miss out on that amazing, juicy, incredible life that we created in our head when we were kids. And that's the revelation. So unity is where we thrive. Chaos is where we're divided. And we all know what the division looks like and what it has done to us as a people, as a nation, as a world. And I don't want any parts of it. I want all the parts of this Ubuntu culture that I've been able to experience here in South Africa. And it is exactly why I quit my $6-figure career in the US to thrive in love and abundance and peace and freedom and joy relentlessly here on the continent of Africa. So I hope you found value in that. If you did, like this video, share it with someone else who finds value in it. And if you want some actionable steps on how you can also make this lifestyle choice possible for you, I want you to click the link below. Visit us, join us for the Africa Investors Academy Virtual Summit. It's taking place in March, in less than a month. You want to get the pre-sale tickets, the early bird tickets, as they are available right now before we announce the lineup. We've got over 15 speakers ready to blow your mind around how they built their business, their hospitality business, their tourism business, their agri-export business, their freelance business, how they're able to now also sustain here on the continent of Africa. They're going to tell you what they did and give you an opportunity to work with them one-on-one. The theme is from vision to action. So, I am not here to just share with you, just to keep you inspired. I want to motivate you to take action. I want to take your vision to action so that you can achieve the life that you've always dreamed of on the continent of Africa. In all of the 54 countries, wherever it is that you want to experience that life, I want to support you along the way. So click the link below, join us at the Africa Investors Academy virtual summit taking place online. I'm hosting 2 talks. I can't wait to share with you. Can't wait to see you in the private Q&A for the all access ticket holders. It's going to be a time. Get your tickets while they're still in pre-launch mode. And until the next video, I'll see you then.